Imagine you have worked so hard in your entire life, not only just to make your life better, but to have all the comforts in terms of property that is necessary for you to survive. But then, what happens when you die without making a will? When a man dies in Nigeria without leaving a will or a copy of what will happen to his property, if I will explain it to you that way, these are the things that are going to happen to your property. First, the law is going to step in to share your property. Of course, we have gone to the world beyond now. We that are in the world presence is going to definitely take care of your property. So either you do it while you are alive now, or we'll help you and do it when you are gone. That is why you have to watch this video to the end. Whenever a man dies in Nigeria without leaving a will, the law is going to step in, because obviously there is going to be basabosa in the property, because the purpose of the law obviously is to maintain peace and order. So if you die without leaving a will, two things is going to happen. Number one, the types of marriage you were engaged in before you died.
Oh, yeah.
Was it an English marriage? Was it a traditional marriage? Or let me say, was it a proper wedding marriage? Or was it a banco, traditional marriage? This type of marriage obviously will determine how your property is going to be shared if you die without leaving a will. Now we'll start with the first one, the types of marriage you were engaged in before you died. That is the personal law that governs you. Assuming your marriage is conducted under English form of marriage, that is marriage in the church, not just any church or not just any mushroom church, recognized church, Catholic, Anglican, and so many other church that has the marriage certificate of Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is very important, because that will determine the wedding doesn't just end in the church. After the church ceremony, if you're observant enough, you will see how the priest will always rush to make sure that the party sign relevant documents. All those things that are signing are not just for formality. They are not just to fulfill all righteousness. They have a legal implication. That's why the priest must make sure that every part of it is duly signed in accordance with the provision of law of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So when you are successfully married under a legitimate church, not that your regular, come and serve Jesus today and tomorrow you change another location. When you have fully undergo that marriage in a recognized church, the church will bestow you with a marriage certificate. That marriage certificate obviously have conferred to you all the entitlement that comes in a marriage, because your marriage is now statutorily recognized. Now, by the virtue of statutory provisions of Marriage Act, Law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 2004, your property will be shared in accordance with your child. That means that all your child, whether you have 10, whether you have 5, all of them is going to go with a portion of your property. And then your favorite wife, who is now a widow, is going to go with a portion of your property. This is the statutory provision, and this is how your property is going to be shared, assuming you died intestate.
Oh, yeah.
That is without leaving a will. Provided your marriage is an English one, a wedding ceremony that is duly signed by a recognized priest of God. Now, this is where it gets more tricky. What happened then when you didn't have a white collar marriage? That is, you didn't visit any church. It was just based on traditional marriage. This is where it becomes more dicey. Watch this video to the end, because you may be comfortable with the first one, sharing your property in accordance with your child and everything. But what then happens when your marriage doesn't have element of church in it? That is where the whole thing gets worse. And then your marriage is based on customs. This is what is going to happen. Before we go further, I will take a brief moment to tell you to follow and subscribe to this channel you are watching this video. Please, it means a lot. If you are interested in learning the law without being a lawyer, this particular page is for you. Please subscribe and follow this channel, then like this video. I hope you have done that. The law is really appreciating. Thank you so much. Let's proceed. The tradition of your place is going to apply. That means if you are an Igbo man, the Igbo tradition is going to apply. Not just Igbo tradition. We have thousands of Igbo tradition. Only in Enugu state, various communities have their own tradition. So that's your specific place, that your origin. The tradition of that place is going to apply. If the tradition of your people is that because you have died, leaving all the others in the world, there is no Obi in it. If the tradition of your place is that no female child has a right to inherit your property, it means that your property is going to go to your uncle. Yes. That is the customs of your people. And then, although the Supreme Court in the case of Okeje and Okeje have ruled that any Igbo traditions that discriminate against women by denying them the right to own a property, either of their husband or that of their father, is repugnant to natural justice by virtue of section 42 sub 2 and sub 1 of the 1999 constitution. But remember, this is what the court says. Before the Supreme Court will come down to your place, Ife Emego,
you will end up in McDonald's. You will end up in McDonald's. That's what I meant. I really meant what I'm saying.
That's why it is very advisable, you watching this video, make a will today. Don't wait till tomorrow, because you don't know when you are going to join your ancestors. I know your possible argument will now be like, he's making of a will not for the rich. Am I Dangote or am I Bill Gates? What does I even have to make a will on?
Oh my God!
See, calm down. That's your iPhone Pro Max 16 you are using to watch this video is a great asset. That's your Redmi 12C, 13C, 18C you are using to watch this video. That's your Samsung you are using to watch this video is a great asset. So making a will is not about how much you have. That pot you used to cook is your property. What happened to that your bed when you die? What about the remaining portion of your father's land which I have now said probably to solve Nigerian problem? That land is a great asset, and you have to make a will now. So according to the survey by Nigerian Bar Association, over 70% of Nigerians doesn't leave a will before they die.
Hey!
And when they join their ancestor, they present the court with issue of basa as to who will collect the property. If you go to the state high court, because obviously in my next video I'm going to tell you the court to approach when they deny you your right to inherit your father's property because you are an Ada. Yes, Ada have a right under the ruling of the Supreme Court in the case of Ukeje and Ukeje in 2014. That you have the right as a female child watching this video to inherit your father's property. But I don't encourage you. If you know you are not make any will, kindly go and buy pen today. It will not take you anything. Buy pen and contact a lawyer. In my next video, I'm going to tell you how to make a will in Nigeria, what you need to have or how to approach it so that you'll be able to make your will. So that when you die, the court, the lawyer will be free from drama. This thing has caused a lot of lawyers simply because they are trying to protect your right. Please make a will today. When you have made a will, once you die, they will just present the certificate. Yes, I have made my will that Kingsley Omenyifanyi Chukwu will inherit all my property. Please, whether he is a girl or a boy, he is in charge of my property. Once you present it to the court, you are already going with the whole property, regardless of whether you are a man, a boy, or a girl. You are already going with the property. That is the position of the law. But when you don't have a will, everything will be left at the mercy of what the court decide. It's not a good thing for you. In my next video, I will simply tell you the process we are going to follow to make a valid will. Please remember to like this video. Remember to share this video to that person who thinks that he will not die on time, so that you make a will now while he's still alive. Because once he dies, whatever the court and the lawyer decide will be the fate of your property. Obviously, by that time, you may be with the father Abraham or the other way around, and you will still add your stress there. So you better you respect yourself now and make your will. Like this video and share it. I will see you in my next video.